What up, everybody? I want everybody to come on in the room. What up, DL? What's up, people? Coach Shad, what's up, man? What's going on? Nephew. Man, we trying to get this thing to 3,000 people tonight, man. We got the book. Man, we got Mac Jr., Beach alumni. What's up, brother? Aye, aye. What's up, Rick? Easy Field. What up, family? Zach Bruce. Pastor Bowles. What's up, family? B. Shelton, my guy. Ricky Monroe. We grew up together. What's up, brother? Man, it's going to be a fun night, y'all. Cousin. What up, Cuddy? It's going to be a fun night, guys, man. We trying to get it to 3,000 people in here tonight. Me and my brother, we obviously talk every day, but I feel like it'd be good for the people to kind of talk about some different things, questions that's never been asked. We're going to open up the floor for whatever questions you guys have. Aaron Brooks, what's up, family? Coach Nickens, much love and respect, y'all. Waiting for Maul to come on in, and we're gonna get started. But yeah, man, we some Q&A here today, asking some tough questions that may have never been answered publicly. Just kind of have some fun, man. You know, everybody's been going through a lot through the quarantine. Jeremy Mills, shout out to you, sir. Happy holidays to you as well. Shaylin, Beach alumni, what's good? Yeah, Tremaine, my guy. Old Trill. They all coming in, man. Cousin Art, Aisha, 6-footer. What up, y'all? Man, Merry Christmas to everybody, man. I hope everybody got their shopping done. Is gonna have is got the shopping done and took care of everything. I'm looking at all these questions right now. Nephew, yeah, it's buzzing for your dad, man. It's about your pops, man. We gonna have some fun tonight, man. I need you guys to like, comment, and share. Get the people in the room, man. He's gonna give me as long as we can go. I told him we are gonna go. Let's see if we can go an hour. He said, whatever you want, Dave. So, and he's coming soon. Trey Winston Jr., what's up, cuz? Pastor Bowles, I didn't see that question, man. What'd you say? Oh, the crossover. The crossover has joined the building. We are going to get started. Like I said, man, we are trying to get everybody in here tonight. Coach Frazier, my teammate. Everybody hear me okay, too? Give me some thumbs up or something so I can know. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo.
Jay Crossover, a.k.a. Jamal Crawford. How you doing, my friend?
My guy, what's going on?
Oh, man, just another Christmas Eve, man, and we are excited for the fans to be able to talk to you today with a little Q&A. Also just questions that's maybe never been asked to you, some tough questions.
Hey, hold on. Before you get started, can you see me? Because I can't see me, so I want to make sure everything is cool.
I can see you. Pull your camera down a little bit though.
I'll do that. Like that?
Yeah, there you go.
Instagram. Wow, this is exactly why I don't have an Instagram right here.
You look good though.
I can't.
You look good. Hey man,
Well,
what is that? What is that on your face?
Oh, here you go. Here you go. Hold on, we'll get into all that in a second.
Oh yeah. Nah, hey everybody, Jeffrey Belmonte, what's up? Beach Najee Ali, what's up, man? We just shot down everybody that's coming in the room that we know, man. And we're gonna get started in the next couple of minutes. We're gonna try to get it up to right now. We are at 50 people. We want to get it up to 100 in the next couple of minutes because I mean, again, this is rare. He's taking out his time on Christmas Eve to talk a little bit about a little bit of everything. What up, my sister Keith? You got anything to say, Maul, at all, just before we get started?
I'm excited to be here because I know with us, it's going to always be real conversation. Like, this isn't the interview, right? This is like just us. If we was on the phone, if we was texting or whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm excited for people to
come. I appreciate you doing it, bro, because a lot of negativity going on with just how everything is right now. Society-wise, we're still in a pandemic. Nobody knows which way it's going up or down. We're just kind of staying prayerful and trying to follow the guidelines of what our government and stuff has in place and try to get things done, First of all, everybody, I'd like to say thank you for joining in. This is the quarantine version, is what we like to call it, but also call it just real talk with my brother, J Crossover, Jamal Crawford. First of all, I'd like to start off with saying, during the quarantine, what have you been doing, Maul?
Now I'm going back because we've been in for 9 months, you know what I mean? So remote schooling is what kind of kicked it off.
Okay.
And then from there, working out was a constant. And then like those two were the things that I was doing at first, and then kind of seeing how me and my family could impact, our communities and what's going on and how we could help, you know what I mean? Because that was like the initial thing, like thinking about the local businesses and thinking about, teachers and just like everyday people, how we can kind of help impact. So those have kind of been my focuses throughout the whole thing. And then, the social injustice going on as well, right? So it's like all these different things hitting you at once, but those were the things that kind of, got my attention to start.
So what is it like, if you don't mind sharing, like with the whole deal of like remote learning with actually, physically being there with the kids? I mean, what's that like in your household? Because I know what it's like. I'd like to hear your aspects.
Yeah, it was, to be honest with you, the kids' school was kind of on it early. Like, so it wasn't like, here, take a pack and go home. They were like on it. So they were remote schooling from the start. And we had to kind of get in gear and like, okay, how are we going to do this and how are we going to navigate through this? And my wife was the one who really just like took control of that. And like, you're doing this, I'm doing this. And, and we made it work. And now, like in a week and a half, it's like routine, right? And then after that, we just been kind of rolling. The school, some of the kids that went back, we decided to kind of just stay home and play it safe and do it like
that. Man.
And just be more present. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. I was going to ask you too. Do you participate in any activities with the kids?
Oh yeah. We got it. Like my wife I'm better at math and she's better at everything else, right? So she's like, "Oh, you do the math, I'll do everything." And so, I mean, she sends me other places. Don't get it twisted, but like she does a lot of the stuff, the science and like a lot of the different things that they're doing. But for me, it's cool because trying to teach, the math that they're learning to my daughter and my son so they can see it a different way is kind of fun. It takes me back because I haven't learned it that way in so long, right? But it's cool.
Right. Hey, man, we are here talking live with Jamal Crawford. It's just casual conversation, guys. Continue to comment, like, and share. I'm going to start it off with a couple questions for him, guys. You guys have questions, we will stop in the middle, and we will answer the question that you guys have.
We want this to be as organic and authentic as possible. So I have zero idea what he's going to ask, but I'm going to answer everything truthfully. And if you guys have questions, ask anything. Nothing's off limits. Like, I really want this to be genuine and authentic and real. I don't want it to be a packaged interview, because they ain't an interview. We're just rapping.
I don't know how to do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know.
It's just so everybody's asking right now in here, what is on your what's there's something new. Talk to us.
Nah, you know what? It's crazy because people didn't think I could grow hair because I kept my hair low for so long, right? You guys say in the last year or so I grew my hair out when I was in Phoenix, and people were shocked by that. And it's crazy because my man Shao Vest was cutting me up one day, and he's like, "Mo, you grew a beard." I'm like, "Man, I can't." This was like years ago, and I would have it literally for like 10 minutes. Like, all right, that feels weird to cut it off. So it took me a while to get used to, and then now having it, it's like it'd be weird not having it. So I just doing something different, but I think it's gonna stay for a while.
Man, I respect it, man. It makes you actually look grown. You know, everybody always says,
I've been grown, Dave. Don't get that twisted.
I understand what I said. I understand the key.
Looks grown.
Look grown. We know you're grown. You've been grown since you was 16. But what I'm saying is, it makes you look grown.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, just off the top. Politics.
Yeah.
After life in basketball is over, could you see yourself in politics at all? Like, people say they call you the mayor or the governor of Washington. Politically, do you think that that's something in the future?
I don't want to say yeah, but I don't want to say no. And that's like an honest answer, because I see myself helping people. Like, that's just who I am by nature. And I would want to be, like, I would want to make sure everybody is good. Like, my heart is to people. Like, my moral compass is to help people. So that part of politics, shout out Dante Peace. That's my guy right there. Hope Little Knowledge is doing well. But some of the politics I see, they have so many shenanigans and fakeness where I'm not sure I could go that route. So, but if I could do it in a way where it was like clean and legit, and like, I would think about that for sure.
Okay. How far do you think you're the governor, mayor?
I don't know, because my thing is, like, my goal wouldn't be to try to go the furthest I could go. It would try to be to help the people that I truly can affect the most. So whatever that calls for, I think I could do it. I would hope so.
I agree with you totally as well. Now, there's something going on Twitter. I believe it was today, tomorrow, and if I'm not mistaken, Sunday. You care to share anything about what you're doing community-wide?
Yeah, so when the pandemic first hit, you know me, Dave, and this is the God's honest truth. Out of every 10 things I do to help somebody, 9 of them you don't hear about. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like it that way. And that's just how I move. But when the pandemic first hit, we did a lot of donating to teachers, to Feeding America, to Boys and Girls Clubs, to like so many different things. And then, the pandemic obviously is still going on. And so my wife came with a great idea. She was like, because I was like, how can we help, especially in the holiday season? And she was like, well, you want to help small businesses and local businesses. She was like, especially our people, right? She was like, why don't you buy out the restaurant? And in turn, that restaurant can pass out the food to people that need it. So the restaurant's getting revenue coming in, and the people are getting food they need it for free. And so we're doing it all over the city. Today we started at Geraldine's Counter in Columbia City. Tomorrow we'll be at Nana's. It's the first 100 plates, right? So 100 people we feed. Now it's up to 400. So tomorrow at Nana's, at between 11 and 1, there'll be 400 people being fed. And then...
Hold up, pause, Ma. So listen to what just happened, guys. 100 people is where it started. Now tomorrow at Nana's, 400 people are going to be able to eat courtesy of Jamal Crawford and his foundation tomorrow.
Yeah, but I hate taking credit for it because it's my wife's idea. Other people stepped up. Like, so it wasn't just me, dude. It's not about me at all. I just, did my part, and other people.
Well, Mrs. Crawford, Amina, it said on the side of every man is a good woman, not behind. I like
this is my wife Tori's idea, and it was great, and it was brilliant to me to be able to touch everybody and everybody help each other, and that's what it's about, especially in these times. And then, so that's Christmas. Then on the 26th, we'll be at Uncle Thurman's down in Tacoma. We want to show them love as well. Shout out my guy Loyal. That's my guy's family. And prayers to his family right now too. But yeah, so we'll be at Uncle Thurman's down in Tacoma. It'll be the same thing from 12 to 2. It'll be 100 people as well. And if there's more, there's more. We ain't worried about that. We just want people to come out, and especially if they need it. If you know somebody needs a plate, if you need something to eat, come down. It's free. You're supporting your community just by going there. My guy Scoop B, shout out Scoop B, Hollywood Fetty, you already know. So yeah, we're just doing it. Then we're gonna do the Central District on Sunday, and then we're just gonna do the whole week like that.
So we're pretty much doing a tour,
basically, yeah.
in here in Seattle. So think about that, guys. Anybody that you guys know that are maybe less fortunate or may not have a hot plate that's available tomorrow, Nana's is at the top of the hill in Kent. Right there by Kent Meridian High School, right in that little plaza. Black-owned business. Been in there. Food is great. They do a really good job. And, tomorrow from 11 to 1, the first, what'd you say, 400, Mo?
400. It was 100. We have 400. And we'll keep going as many as we need.
Right.
We really
the first 400 people tomorrow. Yeah. If you know somebody, everybody deserves a hot plate on Christmas, man.
Bring your family out, come eat, and it's just a great way because the like I said, the revenue is going to the business, right? The smaller business, and then that food that we buy is going straight back to the community for free to people that need it. Come say what's up.
May we see.
Somebody gotta say what's up. Say what's up.
What's up, nephew?
What's up?
How you doing?
Good.
Man, you look like a light skin at your dad, man. Get in the camera, man. Let the people see you. Let them see you, man. This is my nephew, man. This is the next big thing, y'all. This is JJ Crawford, man. He's coming. He's coming.
Yeah. So yeah, we just finding different ways. You know me, Dave. Like it. And it's not about the publicity. It's none of that. Like I don't want no credit for none of that. I just want people.
Well, you've never
support our community.
You've never been that way. You've always wanted to be in the back. You know what I'm saying? Rashad, hey, you and Bo gotta stop, man. Bo gotta stop. Hey, what's up, Terry? So, you guys, before I get into my thing, because I can get into my mode, is there any questions you guys want to open up with asking Jamal?
Man, I'm seeing some down there. Just pick some, because I got answers to all of them, to be honest with you. So
okay,
yeah, I'm gonna say, whatever's asked, like I'm gonna answer honestly. It's stuff I may not have ever been asked before that I've been holding in. So
Yeah, because I got some questions I gotta ask.
Go for it. And if you see something, go ahead.
Any questions, guys? Anybody got anything right now before I go into my next spiel?
You know what? I saw one on there. I saw one, and I don't think I've ever said this. And what was the last conversation I had with Kobe? And
yes, let's talk about that.
I'm gonna tell you this, and you guys this. So what happened was last time I seen Kobe, we were in Las Vegas. It was July. I was there for JJ's tournament, and we went to the WNBA All-Star game. So he was sitting courtside. I was sitting like a row up from the court. So I could see him, but he couldn't see me clearly. And so he saw me, because I left with like 3 minutes to go. We were sitting directly across from each other. He saw me like 3 minutes to go in the game. I got up to leave. When I got up to leave, it was him and Gigi. They were sitting right there. And he said, he looked and he saw me, and he was like, he started doing my behind the back move. I didn't tell nobody this. So he started doing my behind the back move. And he told somebody next to him, like, that move was crazy. And he did like prayers. And I touched my chest and said, what's up, across the court, and I left. That was the last time I seen Kobe. So that was the July before. It was the summer before January. That was last time.
How close were you and Kobe, Mom?
Closer than people think. Like, we text a lot. We talked a lot. I would pick his brain about things, different things. He would text me about different things. So it was a mutual respect. And he gave me some shoes. And do you want me to grab them?
Can we see them, please?
Yeah, he gave me some shoes. The last time we played against each other. I don't know if you can see it. Hold up. I'm so bad with this camera. They're in a case. Can you see him?
Yes.
Okay. And so on the shoes.
Are those his game shoes?
Yeah, they're game shoes. And on the shoes he put to Jamal, great competing against you all these years. And anybody knows, Kobe knows he was like the ultimate competitor, right? So for him to say great competing against you was like a respect. You know what I mean? Like a mutual respect. So yeah, Kobe is
That's a really good question. Somebody says.
I actually thought I was going to talk to him that day too, by the way.
Really? That Sunday?
Yeah, because a parent on my son's team has a daughter as well. He was like, I'm going on Thursday at practice. He was like, I'm going to Mamba Academy this weekend. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, tell Kobe. I said, what's up? I was like, that's my guy. He's like, oh, I'm going to tell him. Sunday comes, and we're in the gym at a game. We're at a tournament in Linwood. You were out there. That guy's wife was like, hey, take this call outside. You need to go right now. So while I'm on the court watching the game, and while the game is going on, I take the call. The first thing in my mind is like, oh, he caught up with Kobe. You know, this is Kobe on the phone. That's what I'm thinking when I got to the hallway.
Right.
So when he tells me that, that's the last thing I could have ever expected to hear. Then my wife came out. She got tears down her eyes. I'm crying walking back in. So I knew he had passed 30 minutes before everybody else did, because that guy, the parent, was in Mamba Academy at that time. So yeah, that was like crazy.
That's real talk. Someone said here, I think this is a good question to answer. My brother-in-law, RK, shout out to RK. He said, what do you think went wrong with Live City with the Clippers? What happened?
To be honest, I think that it was a combination of things. It was a combination of injuries at the wrong time. You know what I mean? Like, Blake and Chris got hurt at one time, like within a 5-minute span. We was up 2-0, I think, or 2-1 against Portland. So it was a combination of injuries. It was a combination of I think we just thought we'd always get back there, like the youth of it. You know what I mean? If somebody's like, look, this is y'all's last chance. You have to do this right now. I think we'd have did it. But I think the youth of it, like, oh, we're good. We'll be back. People don't know, like, we were the last team to beat the Warriors in the West before they went on their run to win championships.
I was at that game.
Yeah, so we were, like, primed to go on a run, like a real run. So, I mean, I think that part of youth, as far as, like, oh, we'll be back type thing, and then the part of just injuries at the wrong time.
And that's actually a good answer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, Maul, with this question.
Nah, everything's on the spot. That's why I didn't want to know. No questions. I want this.
So one word. Describe Michael Jordan.
Can you describe him in one word besides GOAT?
That's why I said this is gonna be difficult.
Go. Greatest.
Go. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, one word.
Oh, we're doing one word now. Okay.
One word.
Jordan, GOAT. Kobe, Goop. You know what that is?
Help me.
GOAT, obviously, we know is the GOAT. Kobe's the Goop. Greatest of our time. GOAT. Yeah.
GOAT.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll touch bases back at that. I like that. I haven't heard that before.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that before.
So now you're about to ask me about LeBron, right? That's coming next. I thought he was the next one.
No. Let me do my thing. My thing. Somebody asked a question right here. Andy said, "Who did you hate playing against the most in your career? Who really got under your skin?"
Tony Allen, just because he could guard so good. Like, you had to be so locked in playing against him. Like, he was the best defender I've played against. Because he took pride in getting a stop like most would scoring a basket. Like, he got excited getting a stop, right? So he was never going to stop. He had quick feet and quick hands. So it was just like, he was a nightmare to go against.
Tony Allen, that's a lot of respect, man.
Yeah.
Because there's people, there's Ron Artest, there's Bruce Bowen. I
know. And it's crazy because TA said I had the best crossover he played against. And I would have never guessed that with how I was thinking he was on defense. You know what I mean? So it's just mutual respect.
Another question that somebody asked, Maul, is what was your favorite 50-point game?
They were different, but I would have to say it's a tie between the second one and the fourth one. I'm gonna tell you why. The second one was the hottest night of my life. Second one was like I missed my first 4 shots and I hit 42 straight points, which was 16 straight shots. So from the end of the first quarter to the end of the third quarter, every time down court, I didn't miss not one shot. So that was like, if I didn't come out that game, that could have been 65. It was against the world champ. So that was like that one. And then the last one, because people didn't think I could ever get 50 again. And it was off the bench.
Yeah, that.
So, I mean, I didn't even believe it had enough time to do it off the bench. But yeah, so that one was one for sure. I'm seeing a bunch of questions, Dave. You're going to have to get to them.
I know.
People are asking.
I know. Let me see here. Is that better where you can see it? Can you still see it?
Yeah, I can see it. I think so. It's stuck up. Yeah, I can see it. But you can see it better. So you just got to read them all.
Andre Winston Jr. says, what was the funniest prank you ever did to someone?
I don't think I have one, but I got pranked. If you guys go look at Zach Levine pranking me, you can't laugh.
Hey, what happened with that prank? Can you tell the people?
Man, Zach told me he needed me. He knows I'm a sucker for kids, right? So he told me he needed me to do a PSA for kids, but he never said what the PSA was. Okay. And so I get to the set early. I took JJ with me. I went to the set early, and he was like, well, he wasn't there, right? But his mom was there. And it was like, Zach's in traffic. So I'm like, oh, his mom's here. It's like, you want to wait for Zach to do your part, or you want to do your part? I'm like, I'll just knock mine out. Like, I can knock mine out, keep it moving. It's all good. Because I could have messed, now looking back, I could have messed him up. I'm like, no, I'm going to wait for Zach, right? But I'm like, no, I'll just do my part. He can do his when he comes.
Right.
So that prank was, and then when he told me, and it was funny while I was doing some of the stuff, because some of the stuff was crazy, but I'm like, man, if my friends ever see this, they going to crack up, bro. Like, this is crazy. I thought it was going to be embarrassing just to be on some home video type shit. You know what I mean? Like
hey, when I saw it,
the fact that the world's watching, bro, like,
I was in tears when I saw it. I was in tears.
Right.
Hey, this is a good question from Danelle. This is Miles' dad.
Okay, so
how do you feel about these super teams stacking all-stars? I need your honest opinion. Give it to us.
I didn't like it at first, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't like it at first, but now that's the way the league is. Like, now if you don't have at least 2 superstars and a bunch of help, you're probably not going to win, because you're going to start seeing the same teams every, when we grew up, earlier, like, guys stayed with that team, and that's just what it was. You could identify, and you didn't only like the players, you liked the teams, because you would have, with the Lakers, Byron Scott, Magic, Worthy, Kareem, you know what I mean, Michael Cooper, Rambis, they played together for 12 years. You know what I mean? Like, so at that time, the way contracts are set up now and different things, the movement is crazy. But it was like you had that like, Magic and those guys were together. Bulls were together. Isaiah and those guys were together. Bird was together. So they duped it out that way. It's just a different time.
Yeah. So pretty much in order to win in the NBA, you got to have at least 2 superstars, no matter what.
Yeah. Now you have to.
Sure. Who gave you the name Jay Crossover?
D Hud. Shout out D Hud. D Hustler. And it started because Twitter. Because I was last to social media. I still don't have Instagram. But I was last to social media, and I was like, man, I can't even think of a nickname. Like, my name was taken, so I couldn't just be Jamal, right? Somebody was using it. And he was like, man, Jay Crossover. He's like, it's your initials, you're known for crossover, so Jay Crossover. I'm like, oh, that's good. So that's how it came up. Huddy Combs did that one.
Yeah, the Huddy did give that, and actually, you got a Twitter after that. And when you first created the Twitter, how fast did the followers come?
You know what? I had a lot of shout-outs. Like letting people know I was on Twitter. LeBron, KD. I'm trying to think Floyd Mayweather. I'm trying to think of the early people who were on Twitter at the time that was like shouting me out, like, go follow him. Nate, it was a bunch of people. And so it went, Wale, I think it went from like 0 to like 10,000 in a day. And then it just steadily climbed from there.
Gotcha.
That was crazy, right?
We got little J0. Advice for an 8th grader going to a freshman year for high school. What kind of advice would you give them?
Man, first off, don't get sidetracked with going to high school with your academics. That's the most important thing. I did that, and it cost me because I had to really like lock in later on in my high school career academically just to make up for what I missed, my freshman year. So lock in academically, and then stay in the gym, stay in love with the game. It's like proving yourself all over again. Every level you go to, you got to like prove yourself. When you go to college, every player in college was the man in high school. When you go to the NBA, everybody in the NBA was a man in college. You just got to keep proving yourself. And it's a marathon. Just think about it. It's a marathon.
Shout out to Slam, Tyler Slam.
Yeah, shout out to you.
He got a question for you. If you could do anything back in do anything back in the basketball world, what would it be? Coach, game, or what else?
To be honest, I don't think I would change positions. Because in the NBA, when I was coming up, if you were a point guard, you were a point guard. If you're a two guard, you were a two guard. It wasn't like this positionless basketball. So once I started scoring a lot of points early in my career, it's like, oh, he's a two guard. And I was like, all right, I mean, I can shoot all the time. But looking back historically, I'm naturally a point guard. I'm just a scoring point guard. So I would have never changed positions. That's my one regret.
Scoring point guard. That's
and it's crazy because that's what's in now, right? Like that's how I play. Yeah.
Coach Rick Frazier. Shout out to Coach Rick. What was the best high school game you've ever played in, Maul?
The funnest or the best? The funnest, I would say, is the O'Day won the first one at home, which was our second game of the season. And the best was the state championship because everything we did led up to that, right? And that was like the climax for everything. To this day, that's like the most fun I ever had hooping. So I would say the state championship.
So when you say the most fun, so you played in the NBA for 20 years.
Yeah. You
went to the University of Michigan. You started as a freshman. You guys had your own new brand of like the new Fab Five almost. How is it at Rainier Beach High School the funnest time you've ever had playing basketball? What made it so fun?
It was still pure then. To be honest with you, like when you go to college and the NBA, it's a lot of other stuff that goes into it. At that point, it's still just about basketball. It was about playing with your friends, hooping, going out, to get something to eat afterwards, going out to talk trash and just hang out and have fun. And that was just pure. It wasn't nothing else about it. Going to Rainier late night, going to another gym to go shoot, going to watch somebody else's high school game, going to watch a Garfield Franklin game after our game or whatever. You know what I mean? So it was like still pure there, and that was the funnest time for sure.
Man, they got some good questions on here. We're gonna get to them all, guys.
Get to them.
Your favorite shoes you've ever played in?
Mine, my second one.
What was that shoe called?
Brand Black, and it was the designer by David Race, who had designed the shoes for Kobe when he was with Adidas, and Grant Hill when he was with Fever. So
let me ask you this, Mom, while you're talking about that. I had a conversation, shout out to Coach Doe, he's on here. I had a conversation with Coach Doe, and he said there's not a lot of NBA players to get a signature shoe in the NBA. And I think me and you had a conversation about it.
Right.
How were you approached to even have a signature shoe, and you were a six man?
Yeah, that's like legendary, to be honest with you. I don't think a six man's ever had their own shoe at the time. And it was like, you could buy it online, like you could buy it at the Finish Line. Like I've been in the Santa Monica promenade, walked through Finish Line and seen my shoe right there. I've been in South Center Mall and seen my shoe in there. Like that's a blessing. I don't take that for granted. And they approached me because they wanted, obviously somebody at the time, Lob City is one of the most popular teams, and I had a flashy style to play. So they approached me, they approached Steph Curry. I think those were the two finalists. And Steph ended up going Under Armour. And it's funny because the next year, or the 2 years later, I outfitted all the ball boys in my shoe. And so they were in the locker room, with their shoes on. And Steph, one of the ball boys, I'm cool, and told me the story. Like, Steph looked at my shoes like, man, he's like, they turned out nice. He's like, because I almost signed with them. He told them the story. So
wow, they be between you and Steph. That's huge.
Yeah.
Can Brand Black come back?
I mean, why not? I mean, why not? Why not?
I still wear them.
Me too.
Great shoes. Shout out to Teddy Huger.
Our other brother.
T Double, one of my brothers. He said, Ted says, who gave you the best advice in the NBA? It's a good question.
Um, I would say probably Doug Christie.
What
And he
did
was
Doug,
like,
what did Doug do? Because you've talked to a lot of people in the process of making it. What
yeah.
makes Doug Christie so precedent?
Well, that's another question I'll answer. But the first part is he was like, don't let your highs get too high or your lows too low. Like it's gonna be, high times and low times. Just stay right in the middle. Like in the storm, the best place to be in a storm is in the middle, right? Highs and lows. So, yeah. But Doug's meant everything to me. Like there wouldn't be me here right now if it wasn't for him. He just showed me the blueprint. He took an interest in me. He said I could make it. And like when he was working out, I didn't have his phone number at the time, but we were at the gym, and he was like, I'll be here at 7 o'clock. I'm like, all right, I'll be out there at 6:30 waiting for him. I would drive the car dirty.
Right. My
3-day trip pass is expired. I'm still getting to the gym. I'll catch a bus. Whatever I have to do to be at that gym, and I will be him there. And so he knew I was serious. And so for me, it wasn't like, don't give me the fish, teach me how to fish.
Right.
So what it was, right? So, and he knew how serious I was because I never asked him for $1. I never asked him for his phone number. Like none of that. Just let me be around you. Let me.
So wait, say that one more time, Maul. So if you didn't have a car, and think about this, back when we were in high school, in Federal Way is really far from Renton in Seattle.
Yeah, I was on Federal Way. I didn't say that.
Right. I remember because when we went out there a couple of times when we were riding dirty. You know what I'm saying? And to get on the bus to do that, you never asked him for nothing except for the game to do it.
I've never asked Doug for not $1. I didn't ask him for, at the time, I didn't have his phone number. It was like, we would work out, I'll be here at this time, this day. I'll be there waiting for him. Outside, waiting, he'd pull up, I'll be out there waiting for him. He didn't know, how I got there. He didn't know the circumstances, none of that. He just knew I was serious because I was there. I didn't make excuses. Like, I was like, I want this. And when a pro like that told me I could make it, it changed my whole life. I'm like, oh, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it because this pro is saying I can make it. I'm going to do everything I can. The thing that pushed me, to be honest with you, was fear. Like, fear of not making it. Like, what am I going to do? Like, on some street shit, am I going to, you know what I mean? Like, what am I really going to do?
Right.
So,
yeah,
it was raining. It was raining. I used to be outside dribbling in the rain. Right, everybody was like, man, how do you dribble so good? It wasn't cones, it was the rain. It was wet out. I kept the ball with me, so it was like, okay, I could easily be like, it's raining, I'm going inside. Like, nah, somebody in Chicago, somebody in LA, somebody in New York right now is working on their game, and I want them to be better.
Hey, Maul, say that again. So, rain, snow, or hail, you had that ball all the time.
Period. Anybody that knows me will tell you that.
No matter what.
Period.
And I'll tell you guys a little backstory to that even right now. When he has his NBA balls that he keeps in his cars, he doesn't play around with them. Like, he makes sure that he leaves with his basketballs no matter what.
No, in every car I own, there's a basketball in the backseat or in the trunk. That's just what it is. Like, I used to dribble down the street at people and they were walking towards me and somebody walked by, like, oh, he's crazy. But obviously, it helped out some for sure.
Right. Coach Doe had a really good question. What was your why pre-NBA to make it? And then what was your why that allowed you to stay in the NBA and not get sidetracked with everything that comes with the lifestyle? That's really good.
Why did I make it?
He said, what was your why? What was your why for pre-NBA to make it?
I'm gonna be honest, I think God. Well, I know it's God because I would be in the back shooting, right? And I would be shooting and I would say, if I make this shot, I'm going to Michigan. If I make this shot, I'm going to NBA. I'm in the backyard as a kid, literally 14, 15-year-old kid, ineligible, no grades, everything. If I make this shot, I'm going to the NBA. I was dreaming, literally dreaming. And God, and he just pointed me in that direction. I just stayed at it. And then why I played so long in the NBA is because the love. I would collect cards. I remember before I had $1, I would say I would pay the NBA the little money I do have to play in the NBA. Like, I wanted it so bad. I wanted it so bad. And that's the thing that's driving me now. It's just the love for it. I don't take it for granted. I know how blessed I am to play in the NBA, to play in the NBA, all that. Like, I don't take it for granted whatsoever. And I'm so thankful. And it's like I'm living a dream. Like, when I talk about a player, it's like a dream. It's really a dream I'm living.
You know what's interesting that I'll just add to is that when I see, and I've been with you a lot of times, when I see these other NBA players, like when we have the crossover, or just a perfect example was the Big Three, and I see all these people that when we grew up, and you had these people on your wall, but then they look at you now like they never knew that was that kid that dreamed to be like them. Like,
Right.
how do you keep the humility though? Because a lot of people front on the humility side, and then the reactions show behind closed doors how they really are. But nobody has anything negative to say about you, Mal.
Yeah, I never looked at myself as an NBA player, if that makes sense. Like, I still, to this day, I wear shoestrings to hold up my pants sometimes. I wear mismatched socks. Like, if I'm lying, I'm flying. Like, this is real as it gets. Like, I've never looked at myself like, oh, he's an NBA player, he's special. Like, no, that's not what makes you special. What's special is how you treat people and how people receive you. Like, that's what's special, how you can impact people. And so I've never lost sight of that. I've never been jaded. I can look at myself in the mirror and know, like, Jamal is right there. This is not some NBA shit. This is not none of that. Like, none of that. It's just me. And so for me, it's easy to be me. Like, I don't have to be nobody else.
Man, that's
good. People that have known me even before that will tell you the exact same thing.
Let me ask you this, Mal. And like I said, we see your questions, guys. We're going to try to get to all of them, but I got a question for you.
Yeah, we got time. Get to them.
Yeah, so I got a question for you, though, that I like to talk about. Who was the most fierce guy in 1998 in high school basketball in Washington?
The most fierce?
Fierce, like people were afraid. Like he was tough. Who would you say just off the top of your brain? Because like I said, we haven't rehearsed anything, guys. He doesn't know what.
Doug Wren. I say Doug Wren.
Douglas Wren. Describe him in 2 words.
Talented, tenacious.
I agree totally.
Yeah.
He was tough. He was really tough.
Yeah,
he was really tough. So tell me this. You were in Seattle growing up. You moved to LA. You came back. How did you end up at Rainier Beach? Because a lot of people don't know the backstory of that. Like, where did you start out when you came back?
So I left, came back, was supposed to go to Rainier Beach from the start. Went to my cousin Gabe, went to his house to get a haircut. Me, him, Reggie Ball started riding around. Gabe talked me into going to Franklin. So I actually went to Franklin before I went to Rainier Beach. And people don't really know that. And it was like, Franklin was cool, but I didn't really feel at home. You know what I mean? So then I was like, I'm going to the beach. A couple weeks after that, I went to the beach and I just felt like home. It was home. You know what I mean? You were there. Like, I knew, people don't know, I knew you, Teddy, all you guys since I was a kid. We were all kids. You know, like 8, 9, 10 years old. You know what I mean? So it was just like being with all your friends again.
Right. Yeah. What took off for you? Like, I remember 1998. I mean, with it being 23 years ago, like it was yesterday, like the passion you played with is still the same kind of like in the NBA. Did you tone it down in the NBA, or with that passion and that desire? Where did the killer instinct come from? Because you're such a nice person. But what people don't know is extremely how cutthroat you are on the court. I told somebody the other day.
It's two totally different people.
Talk to us about that person.
Yeah, like the passion, it's always been there. It's just always been there. It's never left. I was outside before this, working out, and just like, I'm like, man, who's doing this? Even at this age, like, who's doing this? Who's, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a passion. It's not a money thing. It's not a fame thing. It's nothing but pure love. And I think that's lost, to be honest with you, in this day and age. But so that passion, that fierceness was always there. Like, I didn't care, even when we won it, I didn't care about being all city or all state or making all metro or none of that. Like, that wasn't even my goal. I didn't care about averaging 20 points. Dang, I averaged 30 points with grown men. You know what I'm saying? So when I came to high school, I averaged 20 or 23 or whatever it was. But that wasn't my goal. My goal was to win it by any means. For us to win it. It was never just about me. Like, for us to win it. For us to experience that. And so for me, that's always like drove me to win. I want to win. I want my team to have success, have fun. I think we accomplished that.
Shout out to Andy Perrine over there in the UK that is tuned
Shout
in
out
with
Andy.
us. They're tuned in with us tonight. That's much love and respect to you, sir.
Much love, Andy.
Somebody in high school right now, I guess, kind of going through the pandemic, and we don't know here in Washington State if there's going to be a basketball season. What mental game would you give them?
Just to take it day by day, but think big picture. Like, obviously, I got to talk to JJ. Like, we're working out. It's just me and him. He can't really be around people. So he's like, man, like, why do we keep doing this? Why? I'm like, and I told him this at the beginning of the pandemic. I'm like, you don't understand it now, but when you get a chance to play with your friends and stuff, you'll see who's been working and who hasn't, right? So for you, even though we're taking it day by day, brick by brick, building a solid foundation, a solid house, then when you get out there and able to play against people, you'll see like, oh man, I can do this. I've been working, you know, and that gives you a confidence. So, you know, I think staying locked into your question, staying locked in to what you're doing, but also maybe picking up a new skill, maybe coming out of the pandemic, doing something a little bit different than you were doing it. Maybe getting closer to the people you probably been like, oh, I'll talk to them later. I'll probably, you know what I mean? Like, so
No,
don't
absolutely.
come out the pandemic the same way you went in it. Come out doing something.
Absolutely. Dre Winston Jr. keeps asking the question. So we're gonna indulge in it.
Yeah.
The 92 Garfield Bulldogs that his dad was the point guard versus the 1998 state championship team that you were the point guard. Who wins? Who wins?
I can't answer that honestly because I didn't see them. His dad is a legend.
Legend.
Oh
Legend.
my God! Much respect to
Legend.
Big Dre Winston. Like, you know, he's a legend. But I didn't get a chance to see them play at the time. You know,
Yeah,
so
I would say the same thing. It's tough. Somebody else asked, who is the best high school team you've seen in Washington State history?
Ooh. I would probably say.
Ooh.
What's the team with Elijah, Baby Boy? Was that 14?
That was 14.
Yeah, they're probably the best. Was Naeem on that team too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the best. They had everything. Shaquan, Crisp, I think, was on that team. Like, they had everything. I think
somebody, one of the players from Nathan Hill on the team with Michael Porter asked that question. So yeah,
I would say 14 for sure.
Shout out to our brother Nate Burleson.
Shout out Nate Burleson, Nate B, making Seattle look good.
O'Day High School.
Hey,
sure.
And you know what? In his second chapter, well, Nate showing you could do anything, right? From being how good he was in football. I think he may have did track too. How good football is self-explanatory. How good he was in basketball, and now what he's doing, and he's having fun. He's when he speaks, he sounds like a Seattle guy. So I'm always like proud.
Oh yeah, he reps the town no matter what.
Oh no, he's one of the stars on TV. And the best is yet to come from him.
For sure.
Shout out brother Black Smiley.
Oh yeah, shout out to Black Smiley.
Hey, that's the hood Jesus Shuttlesworth. Right
for
there.
Real. Hey, shout out to Shaquan Aaron. He's in the building right now as well.
Oh, shout out Shaquan for sure. Shaquan's part of the best team I've seen ever in the state.
And Shaquan came here and fitted right in. You know what I'm saying? For those 2 years to help us win both of those championships, a huge part of it. Huge part of it.
Hey, 206 footers said they three-peated. They three-peated, right?
Yes, it was that was the first team ever in Washington State to three-peat.
Yeah, absolutely. But shout out to Nathan Hill too, because they was, to win that tournament and then go be number one in the country, and then Mike Porter and John Tay and PJ and Marjan and all them, you gotta show respect and be Roy.
Yeah, no, huge shout out to Brandon Roy too with coaching that team.
Absolutely.
I think that was his first year coaching high school basketball, and they didn't lose a game. It's like absolutely. I said, at the end of the day, what everybody needs to understand, this. Between the lines, we compete, but after the lines in that game is over with, we're all brothers. You know what I'm saying? We're all one big family. So a lot of people like to think this. We like to set the record straight on here as well. That you know, much respect to what
I never bought into to any separation, to be honest with you. Like Garfield, Franklin, Beach, O'Day, Tacoma, Seattle, like none of it. Like it's we all like obviously we all gonna compete, but at the end of the day, those is brothers. Like
oh yeah, and also I didn't even know, but Brandon Roy just came in. Shout out to Brandon Roy, man.
The legend. Shout out to
much love and respect to one of the best to ever do it out of the state of Washington. Period.
Legend. On so many levels. Absolute legend.
So many levels. Home team. I hear you, Jay Nick. Home team for sure. Let me ask you this, Mo. High school only. Putting you on the spot. I need your Mount Rushmore, Washington, top 5. Your Mount Rushmore. High school only. High school only.
So hold on, man. Before I answer that, right?
Okay.
So like, is it people I've seen? Because there were so many stories I've heard.
You can only relate it off of the people that you've seen. Now I'm gonna make that pointer. So if anybody gets baby, tough. This is my interview. So this is for whoever you've seen play with your own eyes. Give me your Mount Rushmore of your top 5 players, high school only, out of Washington State.
My number one, and I'm gonna say this because a lot of people may not know or they don't talk about him as much as they should. And I saw him when I was a kid, Antoine Williams. Like he was like my everything.
Yes.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like he was my favorite.
He was really good.
Antoine Williams is like my absolute favorite. I still think he's my favorite that I watched. Wow.
Yeah, look at you, the guys. Like we got him right now. We got him. He's thinking.
That's tough, bro. We got to come back to that one. That's
Okay.
tough.
So then I'm gonna go to another one. So if we'll come back to that one, let's say your top 5 high school, college, professionally career. Your Mount Rushmore.
Top 5 in Seattle or like the whole state?
This whole state. Your top 5.
Of like guys that went pro?
Yeah, any professional, not only the NBA, but their body of work from high school, college, and professionally.
Wow. B. Roy, JT, Stockton.
Did you see him?
Oh, did I see? That's what I'm saying. Did I see?
Did you see?
Yeah, I saw him play in the NBA. So yeah.
Okay.
Stockton, B. Roy, JT. Isaiah.
This is your 5.
Nate.
This is your 5.
Chris. We don't know, man.
Hey, we're gonna come back to that one too.
Hey, I can't do top 5s. I can't do top 5. That's part of separation, brother. I can't do that, brother. I do for everybody.
Okay, I got you. Let me ask you this: who is Jay Crossover?
I don't know. It depends on who you ask. I mean,
to you,
to me, he's just a hooper. That's like straight hoop stuff. Like he's a hooper. At the essence of it, he's just a hooper. Like he just hoops.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you guys, I asked Jamal those 2 tough questions because he's never answered them, and he still didn't answer them. He doesn't, to set the record straight, he doesn't have a top 5.
No.
He loves and admires a lot of people's game.
Yeah.
A lot of people's game. Describe your high school coach.
Coach Mike?
Yes.
Intense, competitive. He's a competitor, man. Intense, for real. Yeah, he's my favorite coach I ever had. Like a lot of stuff he said that maybe I didn't understand then has rung true. He's gonna get the best out of everybody. He's gonna allow you to be you, but he's gonna get the best out of everybody. And for him, nothing is above team and nothing's above winning. So
shout out to Baby Boys in the building.
Hey.
Dante Murray.
Shout out Baby Boy, bro. I texted Baby last night and I was watching this game. I love watching him play. But he wanted a lob from a player and he didn't the player didn't do it and the player something happened and Baby went up like he didn't embarrass the player, but he did it in a cool way. Like, I bet you that player won't make that mistake again. Like, I bet you throw the line. But shout out Baby Boy, man. Like, he like we talked about the older people, but Baby's inspiring to me in a different way. For real, like he's one of the younger dudes who like inspire me to like, you know, like you don't just learn from people. Like I always say, there's no age limit on wisdom. There's no age limit on maturity, and he's one of those ones. You know
he has a true old soul. I tell you this, I kid you not. And I'm not saying I discovered Baby Boy, but I'm gonna take a little bit of credit. I told Jamal, there's this kid that you have to see that will make it to the NBA when he was a kid. And
it's crazy because even with our age difference, he became like one of my best friends because he mentally is in that place.
Absolutely.
Yeah, baby. I don't know if you heard already, but I got you at 14 is the best team I've seen. So shout out to y'all for sure.
Yeah, man. I'll be honest with you. He was just to let you guys know. Just DeJounte Murray is one of the best players we ever coached and that I've ever coached. He respected everybody and he worked his butt off every single day. When he made the commitment after his sophomore year to the game, he's never looked back. And I can just tell you guys what I know because I was there.
Hey, what's different about him is you tell him something one time and it's like you download it. Like that's it.
Yes.
Whatever it is, whether it's sacrifice, change, he got it. That's it.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Black Smiley said, what was your thought process going into the Big Time Classic that changed your grassroots trajectory?
Man, to be honest with you, like, because I didn't go the year before on the circuit. Like, people don't know this. I've only played AAU twice in my life, like where I had to travel somewhere. Here, I played, I think, 5th or 6th grade, and I played going into that last year that Black's talking about. So for me, it was like I was known locally, I guess, like I was known in this area, but nobody had really seen me outside this area. So I remember when we first got there, I took a ball and was playing people one-on-one with no hoop outside the hotel, like in the parking lot. And I was like, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to put on. You know what I mean? I just wanted to continue the tradition of, because people like talk like I was not the only one, but like one of the first ones to like be nice from here. And that's so far from the truth. There were so many different people who were so nice that people may not have heard of.
Right.
And so for me, it was like just continuing the tradition. I saw the Derek Elliott's and Antoine Williams and the Andre Winstons and heard about the Chris Fergusons and, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Well, and the Smiley seniors and the Buchanans. Like, I heard about all those guys. So it was just me continuing the tradition to show that we had hoopers out here. And now it's like exploded. With so many different people,
you know,
man.
Think about it, Mom. Think about it. When we were, and I think you were back in California at this time, but when we actually were, I think, 16 years old, at 14 and 15 years old, Lavelle Brown was scoring 40 points in all big games for Garfield. And like playing against Jason Terry, it was crazy.
I saw Lavelle and I saw Jerry Boston at Dick's Burgers. And I promised the guy at the time, it felt like I saw Jordan and Pippen. Like, that's how big I like looked at high schoolers and like, because that's what you aspire to be, right? Like, they was what everybody was talking about in the community. So, like, then I got a chance to tell Bill that, you know what I mean? Like, so it was just, I see somebody saying best women's hooper to come out of
best women hoopers to come out of the Washington State, top 3. Ooh, that's tough.
All right. There's so many. So I'm going to say more than 3 because, like I said, I don't get in the tops. But the names that jump out at me, right, is I can't see who asked the question. But
that's Tyler Slam.
Okay. Joyce Walker, Sheila Lambert.
Whew. Serious.
Rhonda Smith, Ben Sherrill.
Serious.
Tar Davis.
Serious.
Darnita Russell.
Serious.
Man, who else? There's still more.
Man, Haley,
yeah, I'm sorry. My mind, every time I get asked questions, I go back to when I was a kid and came up hearing about
man, what's her name? What was the one girl, Takia Jackson? You remember her?
Shout out Zach Bruce, bro. Like, Zach is a huge talent, man. Like, let me go back. Zach is a huge talent. He's getting his flowers for sure. Like, he's one of the dopest singers out there. Kate Starberg.
Oh, man. Serious.
Ebony and Mariah Newsom.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
So there's so many different people that you gotta like pay homage to. for sure.
Man, you know what? I look at it, man, and if you really just think about the whole scene of basketball, just talking basketball for a minute, guys.
Yeah.
Martell Webster out of Seattle Prep High School went to the NBA. Just think about that for a second.
Kelsey Plum, yeah. Well, Kelsey's not technically from here, but we adopted her when she came.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, but back to Martell, like coming out of high school, that's unheard of, bro. Marvin Williams going to North Carolina and being the top pick off the bench. Jamie Red, shout out Jamie Red.
Shout out to Jamie Red for sure.
Absolutely. But like Marvin Williams going to North Carolina and come off the bench and being the second pick in the draft, that's legendary.
That's
you know, like,
well, I mean, think about this. Think about this though, Maul. So you played 14 games in Michigan. Was it 14?
17.
17 games in Michigan, and you go number 8, number 7?
Yeah, 7, 8, yeah.
And then so you look at just the rich tradition. Spencer Haas went top 10 after 1 year of college.
Yeah.
Brandon Roy, consensus All-American, went top 6, top 7?
Top 6.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like basketball is gonna be okay, and it's just you were one of the guys just from art. Now Jason Terry's before us, and I know Donald Watts spent time with us. Shout out to him. Like when he was the guy at UW, he spent a lot of time with
Mike Dickerson.
Right. They spent a lot of time with
Shout out Quincy Wilder.
Shout out to Quincy Wilder for sure.
Yeah.
But you were the guy that kind of set the tone for Brandon Roy to know that he can make it, to Martell to know he can make it, to Isaiah Thomas to know he can make it, to all these great players. Like, what advice did you give those guys? Just, what game did you give them coming up?
Nah, to be honest with you, like, I was more in awe of them than they may have been of me. Like, I'm saying this dead ass. Like, I remember Lou Hobson was like, man, B. Roy's better than you and Jason at this age. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, get out of here. And then when I saw him at St. Joe's, I'm like, Lou, you was right. Like, he's cold. He's cold. You know what I mean? So, in Isaiah, same thing. I wanted to meet Isaiah before he wanted to meet me. You know what I mean? So it's like, and all these people that came after me, but like I was fans of theirs. You know what I mean? And so, like, to see them go and do what they've done, and Brandon make all these all-stars and be at the top of the top, and see Isaiah go from 60th pick to making these all-stars, and you know what I mean? Like Martell being a high school kid and come out and go to the league, and just like Spencer go top 10, and like all this stuff happened. Like, you just like, man, like this. Hold on, Baby Boy to go from his circumstance.
That's what I was gonna say.
Right?
Right.
And then not even just like the NBA guys, right? Like the NBA guys. Like, look at a guy like Peyton Seaver.
Amazing career. Amazing career.
Look at Alvin Snow. Look at Aaron Brooks. Like,
Aaron Brooks, right.
Look at Terrence. Look at all these dudes, man. Look at Tom Roden. Like, so you see all this and you're like, man, like, this is like, we're all part of something special. And that's what's dope about it. Because there's no like big me's and little u's. Like, we all family.
And that's what a lot of these other states don't really realize. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just that with us coming from where we come from, the hunger and the passion, and that everybody had the ability, like, you got a lot of states, Maul, that the states is kind of separated by cities where they get a chance to see the other people. But we actually had open gyms where all the best players came. If they could have recorded those open gyms, that's like a lost tapes type thing.
Yeah, for sure. 1,000%. I see Black had a question. Man, is it?
What do you
I can't ever forget about LA, bro. Tell me, hey, real talk, Mr. McBuckets. When I went to LA and I came back here, and they'll tell you, the first person I was telling about was Baron Davis. I'm like, bro, I've never seen nobody like this.
Facts.
I was like, I've never seen nobody like BD. Shout out to Baron Davis. I hit Baron. What I'm really into now, Compton B-Ball, that's real. I play for them. What I'm into now is like really like giving people their flowers, bro. Like, I ain't on the competing thing. I ain't on none of that. Like, I want everybody to know how much I appreciate them for any kind of inspiration. I told Baron, I'm like, Baron, bro, like you gave me fuel, bro. Like, watching you, I was like, man, somebody could be this good. Like, somebody could make it look this filthy.
Yeah, he was cold-blooded, bro. Hey, somebody asked the question, did you know Avery Bradley growing up? Tell the story.
Huh?
Tell the story. Somebody said, did you know Avery Bradley growing up?
So I didn't know this story until Avery told Jalal. That's one of my best friends. So I didn't know this story until until Avery told somebody a few years ago. And so the story goes, as he tells it, we were at the Puyallup Fair. He was, him and his friends were probably 10 or 11 years old. I didn't know him from Adam. And I gave some money to all of them. And so he didn't tell me that story until he made the NBA and was established. He told me this 3 years ago. And he didn't even tell me, a reporter told me that he had just told them, and they came and asked me about it. I'm like, whoa,
right.
And so for me, I just remember being that kid at the fair where you want to go on rides, you want to get this food, don't really have the money to do it. So I saw a group of kids, and I just gave him all money. I didn't know him. He was 10 or 11 at the time. And one of them turned out to be Avery Bradley, which is crazy.
That's a crazy story, man.
Crazy.
And keep the questions coming, guys.
Let's get some questions.
Listen, Jamal is here. He's doing this as he wants to do this Q&A. He's more than willing to answer the questions. You guys keep them coming. I mean, the biggest thing is right now, guys, is that everybody is safe. We want everybody to have a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We've had enough tragic things in 2020, and so we just want to keep everything on a positive vibe, man.
Yeah, everything's positive, bro. Like it's all about positivity.
Oh, Philip Philip, what's your question? Senior year at Beach? Can you elaborate on that? We'll come back to it. Your top 5 basketball movies ever, Maul, and what would you ever consider acting career?
Oh, I got something for y'all for sure along those lines. Above the Rim, Heaven is a Playground. He got Game. Hoop Dreams. Which one am I missing? That's 4 for sure. I gotta think of one. I gotta think of the 5th one. Those are 4.
Philip asked a question about, did you win state in 99? Did they win state in 99?
No, I didn't. And let me go back to the other part of it. I was supposed to be in Uncle Drew, but at the time I traded from Sidney Dean, White Man Can't Jump. Thanks, Black. I was supposed to be in Uncle Drew, but at the time I got traded from Clippers in Simon, Minnesota, and at the time we were shooting, I didn't want to be with shooting and we're doing voluntary workouts and I'm missing it. I didn't want to go to a new team and set that precedent.
So Jamal, you had an opportunity to be in a movie and you passed on it.
Yeah, to be a good teammate and go to the thing. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of regret it now because the situation didn't work out in Minnesota like I thought. So I could have been in the movie, especially when I saw how my kids liked it and loved it. But yeah.
What part would you have played in that movie if you were in it?
Ooh, I don't want to say that part because I don't want nobody to get mad. But I had a script and everything. It was I had a timeline where I had to say yes or no. I ended up saying no.
So we can't get the raw and uncut of whose character role you would have took?
I was supposed to be Aaron Gordon's role.
Oh, the Hooper.
Yeah, I was the Hooper.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, now people are naming movies. They said Space Jam. They said Blue Chips.
I gotta watch Blue Chips again. Space Jam's definitely a good one, but I got the other 5 for me.
Jeremy Mills. Shout out to Jeremy Mills and his podcast. Much love and respect. He said, "What's your relationship like with the GOAT of winning, Bill Russell?"
It's an amazing relationship. I remember when he started following me on Twitter, and then he called me. And I told my wife, I'm like, nah, Bill Russell called me on Twitter. She's like, that's not him. So then he called. He said, send your number. He called me. He's like, I'm coming to Pro-Am today. I'm like, what? Like, you know what I mean? That don't happen. So from that point, our relationship just grew to us doing things together, different projects together, and like spend time together and get a chance to, get mentored by him as well and pick his brain. And yeah, that's a blessing. That's a blessing.
What is he like, Jamal? Like, I mean,
funny, hilarious. But when you look at him, you feel like you're looking at history. You feel like he has this aura and presence about him. You're like, wow, it's very regal. You know what I mean? So
I mean, every year he normally hands out the NBA trophy or the MVP trophy, right, at the finals, right? Normally.
Yeah, I think it's named after him.
Yeah, that's That's
Yeah.
what let me ask you this. What is your relationship like with the GOAT himself, Michael Jordan? Can you give us just a little piece about Mike?
Great. He's hilarious. For him to picture him off and stuff. I don't know if you can see it. But for him to really take an interest in me like he has over the years and stuff, like I could reach out and just text him. I texted him a couple weeks ago actually. It'd be random stuff. You know what I mean? Like just random, it's just normal conversation. So to have that opportunity to learn from the greatest ever. My dad told me he liked me a long time ago. I didn't believe my dad because it's before social media. And so to have that with my favorite player ever and like who he is and him be normal, and I went to his house and was in a commercial with him that he picked me to be in, like that's dream come true type stuff, right?
That's Michael Jordan, man. It's kind of like it's kind of makes you speechless just to like that you could reach out on the phone and actually call his number.
Yeah, that's great. It's actually crazy.
And I remember that you let me hear a message. You was like, Dave, listen to this voicemail. He said, yo, JC, this MJ, call me. I was blown away. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. So that's not even real because Nate Burleson would tell you how many times when I'd be in his house when we were growing up and they would go to the park. I'm like, no, I'm gonna watch Come Fly With Me again. You guys go, I'm gonna do this. I used to have the Bulls outfit on, tearaways and like just all that stuff. So yeah, it's a dream.
Smiley said, what is it like being an AAU dad? And he says he salutes you for shaking hands and taking pics.
I should ask him because he beat me to the punch. Watching Legend, shout out to Legend.
Yeah, like, he's really good.
Legend Smiley's gonna be special.
He's really good.
He's gonna definitely continue and carry that tradition of the Smiley name. But it's unbelievable. Like, you know, everybody kind of knows how much I love hoop, and it's kind of documented. But watching my sons play is like the greatest feeling ever. Like, it really is the best thing ever. Watching them play and just watching their growth and their journey, knowing the journey they're coming out on. So that's like the best thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a beautiful thing.
I try to be calm though. I try to be calm for sure. I don't go too crazy with the AAU stuff. I just try to support the team.
My godfather, shout out to John Atkins. He said, shout out to you, appreciate you and everything that you did for Keyshawn. You know, Keyshawn playing in Texas his senior year right now. They moved. So,
and putting on a show. I've been seeing his highlights on Twitter. I talked to Keyshawn the other day.
Yeah.
Put on a show. So yeah, I'm excited for him and his growth and what's next for him. He's so talented. So yeah, shout out to him.
I do want everybody in here to know that it's not with Jamal, it's not, his roots are definitely Rainier Beach, and that's where he played, and you know, he definitely looks out for Rainier Beach, but this is statewide. I mean, kids from all high schools, even with me, it don't matter. We want to see all our young men make it.
Period.
And I want everybody to understand that though. We want to see all these young men make it.
Period. At all times, because like it's just it's so like we got to get rid of the crab in the bucket mentality. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, it's JJ's iPad, but
no, it's good, man. We raw and uncut.
You gonna say what's up to the people?
We raw.
Hey, never mind.
Who is that? Who is that?
The dog. Oh, she locked him in here.
Can we see him, Jamal?
No.
Can we see him? Can we see the bear?
That's all you get with him.
Hey,
but now, not to lose my train of thought, but yeah, the crabs in the bucket mentality, we can't have that. Like, life's too short. It's not. That's kind of the mentality that people kind of try to put on people in the inner city is who's better, you or him? Who's better? Like, nah, we can root for everybody. I can like. I don't want to say McDonald's, but I can like, you know, I can like Nike and Adidas. I can like more than one thing.
Right.
I can like something.
Right. Because I'm not going to lie. Right now, the way baby boys are, I don't know if they call him DeJounte. I'm going to call him baby boy. The way he's making the New Balances look, That's outstanding.
You're gonna have to send me a pair, man.
For real. I need a pair of those, man.
We need some of them kicks, baby.
Those is nice. DL
So
said,
what other questions we got?
DL said, Maul, he wanted to ask you something about advice. He was looking at going pro, but he don't know what the best path is.
Who?
DL or D Law? Is that D Lawson? I think that's D Lawson.
Where's he play at?
I think he's coaching.
Oh,
coaching. I don't know if it's when he got to elaborate on that.
Oh, okay. Well, when he elaborates, we'll come back to it.
Coach Doe said, basketball aside, what do you say you're best at? You can name multiple things.
Look at G laugh. We get into that, G. Basketball aside, what I say I'm best at?
Yeah, and you can name multiple things.
Like, I would say, to be honest with you, I think I'm a good friend. I think I'm a pretty loyal friend. I think I'm a good friend. I think I got good character traits. And G, man, that facial hair, man, they didn't think I could grow hair. I grew baby dreads and I cut it. So I said, all right, I'm going to get the facial hair.
It's nice, man.
Appreciate it. It was dark in this. I cut it down.
Deidre Diane, shout out to Deidre. What's up, Deidre? She said, what role did church and God have in your life growing up to make you the person that you are today?
God's the center of everything. He always has been. Like, I pray every single night, and I always have. And it's usually for other people first, to be honest, and then it's for me after that. But shout out to Deidre. She's like a sister. But God's the center of everything. Like, everything. And I learned that early. And before I even learned it, I kind of felt like I lived like that. And then as I learned more from my grandmother and from my sisters and from, my parents, I got more into God. And he's the center of everything. And nothing's possible without him. And so for me, that comes back to the humility aspect of it, right? And so the character aspect of it, I would like to feel like I'm living, righteous through that. So, yeah.
That's good stuff, Maul. Shaquan asked the question, when the world get back to normal, can there be some type of alumni game?
For sure. I got some ideas. I got some ideas through this quarantine, so I definitely got some ideas. We could definitely do that though, Shaquan. That's part of a bigger plan. But yeah, we can absolutely do that.
And then Loyal asked the question, where do you rank Rucker Park in your basketball career? Tell us about that.
Ooh, Loyal. For real. I was watching when I was at the Rucker the other day. And side note, backstory, because it's family, I can tell y'all. The first time I went to Rucker, Jay-Z called me. And he called me from an unavailable number. I never pick up unavailable.
Who called you?
Stop, don't do that. So he calls me. He's like, hey, I need you to come play at Rucker. And I'm kind of nervous. I'm like, yeah, I'll go. He's like, all right, but we cannot lose. He's like, we cannot lose no matter what. So I went one time. And I was like, can I bring Eddie Curry with me? And I went one time. And then from there, I was like, man, this is just being on that concrete, and the crowd, just everything. It was addicting. So I'm like, all right, I'm coming back every week. And I went back every single week. And then we never lost. We literally never lost. And then I went back again for the Tournament of Americas a couple years later. And we ended up losing the championship to Fat Joe and them. But that was kind of like, we kind of got cheated. But yeah, so being at the Rucker was like nothing else.
Do you got to have thick skin to play in the Rucker?
Well, you can't think that your name is going to get you, you know what I mean? Like, you can't think your name, oh, I'm this person, I'm such and such, is going to get you, like, credibility. Like, nah, bring your game, not your name. You got to go do it. And once you get their respect, it was more intimidating playing at the Rucker than it was at the Garden, to be honest with you. The first couple
Really?
times. Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
For sure.
Oh, there's a good question right here. What's up with all these high school hoopers smoking so much now? Is that more common?
I haven't heard about that, to be honest. So I don't know, what's going on in that part of it. But yeah, I can't answer that because I don't know much. I hope not personally, but yeah, I haven't heard that.
Yeah. So Black, he came on late. He said, let's settle it. Do you work on your handles or the move counters or predetermined ankle breakers? Like when you're setting the people up, I know the answer to this, but I think it's going to mess people up when you tell them how you do things.
No, I don't work on my handles, to be honest. Hey, to be honest with you, like for real, like I just imagine it. And then I was kind of born with a gift that I can imagine it, and then I can just do it on the spot without ever practicing it. It's weird, and I don't take credit for it. Like, it's really from God because I can't explain it. But I can imagine something one time and do it. Like, to be honest with you, if I had ever made an All-Star game, I had 10 of my best moves I was going to pull out. So I haven't necessarily put out my best moves because I was waiting for the perfect stage to do it on. Because I had 10 moves that I never showed anybody. And now they're just going to be in the vault, like the Prince vault. You know what I mean? And like, the records may never be heard, bro. I'm going to have to pass them to my kids, but that's it.
Hey, you're sick.
No, I'm serious, though. Dave, have you ever seen me do a cone drill?
Nah, that's why and I'll tell you this, Black, the one thing I do know of what he didn't say is that he's setting up the move before the move happens. So he's watching.
Yeah. If I was a boxer, I'd be a counter puncher. So if somebody does something once, I'm going to do it twice. They do it twice, I'm going to do it 3 times. They do it 3, I may do it 2 or 4. Like, I'm always keep them off balance. Sometimes I'll do a move just to get somebody to react. And I have no intention on anything with that move. I just do it to see what they do. And then when they react, I go off of that. I'm like, oh, okay, I got you.
So we know you don't talk in the NBA too much when you play. But what does the defense say when you start getting into your J crossover mode? What kind of stuff are they saying to you?
I know you know this answer because I told you this low key, but since we're bringing it to the forefront, I've been in the game before. And I check in, and I'm not gonna say no names, but I've been in the game. People be like, "Come on, man, don't be on that tonight. Just be cool." That's happened. That's happened before, for sure. And I just laugh. I'm like, "No, it's all good." And I'll shoot my word. I'll be all good. Yeah, it's cool.
Why is it that you don't talk? Like, what? I mean, what is? Are you just that focused?
Nah, I've always been taught. Like, my dad taught me a long time ago. Like, let your game do talking. If act like you've done it before. If I hit 5 straight shots, I mean, I'm supposed to, right? I work on my game. So it's nothing to talk about. And I think people like that are hard to read.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody's talking all the time, and you're like, okay, this is what he's thinking, or this is what, like, when you're just quiet. And as a kid, I was very observant. I never talked a lot. So for me in the game, my game's had enough, but they can't figure me out. Like, if I'm not talking, I'm just playing. They don't know what I'm thinking. So even my own coach, Larry Brown, told me one time, he was like, Jamal, I hate it. He was like, you don't show any emotion. I don't know if you have 2 points or 20 points. You know, so I was like, oh, I just hoop.
Hey, Mo, best handles. I need it. Crawford, Steph, Kyrie, Iverson.
Isaiah Thomas, he got the best. He got, like, I've always thought he had the best handles. But, like, I can't put, how can I say this? I won't say I have better handles than anybody, but I won't say anybody has better handles than me. So it's like, to me, Isaiah, then you got Kyrie, Steph, you got Baron Davis, you got Darren Williams, you got, Chris Paul, Kimba, you got a bunch of dudes with handles, man. So, you just, I don't know.
So, boy, he said you got a little bit of Michael Jordan in you, huh?
Who said that?
Black said that when it comes to shooting drills.
Well, he was a mentor, man. I learned a thing or two. Black, come on, Black.
Hey, I will ask you this though, Maul. The NBA. Do you see yourself? I know that you're kind of sitting back right now, enjoying life. Do you see yourself playing in this NBA this year?
I don't know, Dave, to be honest. I honestly don't know.
This is so hold on, guys. It's the first time you've ever said that to me ever in your career.
Yeah, I don't know.
Elaborate on that a little bit more.
I just see what the NBA is doing. Like, before, you would have vets on every team. You would have, like, 2 young guys. It's flip-flop now. You have young guys on every team with a couple of vets. And so if you don't fit into the mentor aspect, or if you don't fit into one of the teams contending that will use you, it's like, I don't know. And I see so many vets that are not playing right now, from Isaiah to, Emmanuel Mudiay to Alan Crabb to Kyle Korver, serviceable. They can play.
Right.
They can help, right? So it's like, I don't know. I think I want to say, yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, but I truly don't know.
So does it bother you? Because I mean, you're always cooler than the other side of the pillow. Because I know
Yeah, it does.
your competitive drive.
I have my moments for sure. I have my moments and days where it bothers me more than others because it's like, man, like y'all letting these computers tell y'all how to play and guys who never played before trying to show value to who's who and what's what. Like, no disrespect. I watched some of the games and I don't know half the people playing. So it's like, it's like, whoa, from that. But on the other side, like I'm with my family all the time. I'm at every one of my son's practices. I'm at my daughter's ballet stuff online. So it's like, that's the stuff I would miss if I wasn't. So it's like a win-win, to be honest with you.
So is this you're enjoying, because for pretty much the last 10 years of your life, well, I would say with I mean, obviously Eric, we know, shout out to Eric Crawford, which is grown now and doing his thing.
Yeah.
But with your three little ones, it's been a joy. I know it has been a joy to be able to spend time with them, because normally you're gone right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gone, and Eric. Like, Eric was with me all last summer. We played one-on-one every other day, all summer long. Like, them moments is priceless. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like, it's a win-win. Like, I hope that that it happens, but if not, then I mean, I can't complain. Like, that's just the way the game goes.
If it does not, would you consider retirement?
I see you, though. I'd be a GM over a coach, by the way, though. I'm looking at the question. I'm not at that place yet, so I don't know.
Gotcha. I just know you have a competitive drive, and like you watching an NBA game, it fires you up.
Oh, it's
like
tough.
When we watch games together, sometimes
tough.
we can't even have dialogue because you're so engulfed in that game, and you see the plays that they're running, and you see what's there. So I know that it has to have some type of effect, just because people don't really know the passion and desire that you have for that sport.
Yeah, it's tough at times, and that's the times where I'm like, all right, I'm going outside to work out. All right, I'm going to work out. I'm going to do this, because just to burn it off, you know what I mean, and figure it out. But still a little bit different being out there, being on stage performing. So, we'll see how it works out for sure.
Somebody asked, how good do you think Michael Porter could be?
He could be a star. Like, the way he shoots it, the way he can get to a shot. Somebody at that size, he should be able to get to a shot a lot, because they'll mostly have big guys on him. Big guys are sagging back, and he's shooting it. That plays right into his hand when they're back like that. He only needs a second, but he's untapped. The best is yet to come for him, for sure.
If you did coach, Maul, what level would you coach at? Would you be high school, college, or would you be NBA?
I would be where Black is. I'd be right there, like pre-high school, like, because that's still the foundation you're setting for kids. So I would be really, really young, and I would stop there. I would never go high school. I would never go college or NBA. Like, it's kids, and I stop right there.
Got you. But so as far as a GM, I'm gonna ask you a question that I don't know if it's uncomfortable, but
no,
can you, with your influence and who you are and what you've done, what is the holdup with the Sonics, man? We need a basketball team.
Oh, I think we got a breakthrough today. Like, the expansion. Like, before they were off expansion in Seattle, but now with expansion, because it comes down to money. Right now they're losing revenue. I see somebody say only 500 points away from 20,000.
Coach, that's Coach Doe. He's looking it up.
Okay, Doe. All right, Doe. Tell him to sign me up. I'll get that in a year, Doe. That's nothing. No, I'm messing with you, bro. Nah, thanks, Doe. I appreciate it, bro. But I think the Sonics will be back within 5 years for sure, 1,000% now. I believe that.
Yeah, I mean, if the Sonics did come back, does Jamal Crawford, is he a GM or in the front office
I can see that
for the Seattle Sonics?
I can see that. I got literally 2 minutes. I got till 7 o'clock. We got an hour and a half in. I got 2 minutes. What you got?
We got 2 minutes, guys. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. Like I said, I mean, we appreciate Jamal for the love and the time. And like you said again, Nana's tomorrow from 11 to 1.
11 to 1 at Nana's in Kent. Nana's Kitchen in Kent. Go get a free meal.
Shout out to Makila Stewart.
Shout out Makila Stewart.
Vice Principal or Makila Stewart Monroe. Forgive me. Makila Stewart Monroe. Forgive me. But nah, guys, somebody said, what's your biggest regrets, Jamal? Do you have any?
Shout out Jason, for sure. I don't have any regrets, to be honest with you,
Oh, is that Brandon Hicks? B Hicks, what's up, brother?
What up, B?
No regrets.
But no, I think
no
regrets. every even the things I learned from, to be honest with you. So I don't have any regrets at all.
Eric Crawford said, "My guys."
Already, E, you already know.
Hey man,
Elijah, shout out Elijah.
Elijah's on here.
Yeah.
Oh my God, E. Faust.
Bizza on the books. Huh? You said what? E. Faust is on it.
Hey man, respect to everybody. Merry Christmas.
Appreciate y'all, man.
I was gonna ask you, Maul, which are you possibly make an appearance, or you're tied up with what you're doing as far as with the Nanas? You something?
Am I coming down there tomorrow?
Yeah, which you have some time?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, but for me, I don't want it, like, to be honest with you, I don't want it to be about me, so I probably wasn't going. I just wanted to make sure that they would have business. I wanted to make sure the community went. So probably not, because I just want to.
So think about this, guys. 400 hot plates tomorrow, courtesy of the Crawford Foundation, and he wanted to just help make an impact on the Black businesses and the community. To look out, man. Happy.
Shout out Gary Ladd.
Is that Gary? Is that Ajanique?
Nah, shout out Gary Ladd. I maybe Ajanique. They got a mask on the picture. Shout out both of them.
Yeah, shout out to all the lads.
All the lads.
Maul, I'd like you to close it out with your last saying, your last words for everybody. And we'll
I appreciate y'all, man. Like, I don't get a chance to see everybody all the time, but the love is never lost. No time or space can change that. But I appreciate y'all for real. Keep rooting for each other. Keep helping each other if you can. And stay positive. You already know.
Hey, man, much respect to everybody, man. I appreciate everybody coming on. We thank Jamal for his time and the love that he spreads through our greater community. And we love everybody. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good
Merry Christmas. Y'all be safe.
Easy.
Peace.
You know how to end the page. I don't even know how to end it.